Official real happy while he was gone for a week, so we'll go back to our official report right now.
Yes, yeah. Actually, it has been with this cold weather and stuff like that. Almost all of the action right now is back in the canals, especially with all the wind that we've been having this last week. People I talked to yesterday, they've been really hitting good on the snook up the rivers, back in the canals. Lots of sheep's head. If you're looking for a good eating fish, the sheep's head, they don't sound like they should be good eating, but they are. They're different than the sheephead up north. Again, remember that. Snapper back in the canals. Still a lot of jack around. King mackerel. Haven't gotten much of a report out there. A couple of people I talked to that have been offshore just said it's been way too rough out there, so they've been staying in the inshore waters. Redfish and snook up around the mangrove bases. Again, they're going to be looking for an incoming tide, because as the tide comes up, the water's a little bit warmer. So if you're fishing out that way, right now the main bait that the guides are all using are going to shrimp, because that's the natural thing for this time of the year, because the main bait fish schools are thinning out a little bit because of the cooler weather. You can always catch something out there on shrimp. Some flounder action still down around the artificial reef off to each side of it. The new reef down off marker number 5, just to the west of marker 5 off Cape Hayes. That's been producing a lot of spadefish down there, a lot of snapper, small grouper, small Goliath grouper, which again used to be called the Jewfish, stuff like that, but some good action down that way. People still fishing down around the phosphate docks have been nailing some Goliath grouper up in the 200-pound range out in that area. And again, you can't keep these things, but they are fun to catch. And there are other grouper out there too, right at the phosphate dock. Mostly sheep's head and snapper is what you're going to be fishing for there. There's fish all over the place though, so that cooler weather's moving them around, moving them back in the warmer water of the canals and stuff like that.
Still look for the birds?
You can look for the birds right now, but most of the mackerel have already started heading south. If you find birds, most of the time, this time of year, it's going to be the ladyfish, but you also are going to start running into, if you got kids and you want to take them fishing, the silver trout. Okay, these things here, they look like the speckled trout, a little bit smaller, they don't have the spots on them, but you know, if you find these things, and right south, just to the south of marker number 2 at Fish Village, coming out of Fisherman's Village, there's another marker 2 right there, fish in that area. That's the old sunken ship, part of an old boiler from a steamboat that had sunk out that way back years and years and years ago. And that's been a real good producer of these little silver trout, also around the base of the bridges.
Hey Danny, you know, what do snowbirds do to get a fishing license? Do they have to come down and
Walmart?
Yeah, you go to Walmart.
You have to have one.
Yeah, any outlet, fishing outlet will go ahead and do that. But the easiest thing to do is just call the 800 number, and you can do it online with a credit card, and they give you well, it's a number they give you over the phone.
Okay.
And so, you know, if you're out there fishing and stuff like that, and the guy stops you and says, you know, well, here's the number they gave me over the phone.
Okay.
All right.
So I mean, if you're down here for 6 months, why buy an annual fishing license, right?
Well, if you're out of state, yeah, it's
right.
a different thing. I mean, the rules and regulations are changing around. I mean, I continually get a snook stamp down here, even though snook has been out of season. It's only $2. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But you know, when we were down in the Keys here, a few months ago, we were fishing for snook off the Atlantic side, but not on the Gulf side. All right, okay. And but definitely get the license, because if you get caught without it, there's lots of problems. Lots of problems.
Yeah,
but,
I would imagine.
So, yep.
What
Anyway,
about kids?
Kids 16 and under, they don't need a license. Okay, there's several instances here.
Isn't it 60 and over? They don't need one too, or 65 and older?
65 and older, if you're a Florida resident.
Okay.
Now, if you're not a Florida resident, you still need one. Okay, which means keep your driver's license with you and stuff like that, and picture ID. Go ahead.
That's interesting. I did not know that.
Yep.
Good morning, everybody. 7:41, and Tommy did our gas a little bit a while ago. We just had our traffic and our weather from Tommy. And tonight's Monday Night Football game. I don't know why anybody's going to watch it. Carolina versus Philly in Philadelphia tonight. A lot of college coaches lost their jobs.